Hi, everybody. It is May the 18th, and I have been thinking about God's purpose. Um, when I was 3 years old, I think I mentioned earlier, sometime this year, I got in a car accident. Well, I got hit by a car, ran out in front of the car, and, busted my head open, had a depressed skull fracture, brain surgery, part of my skull removed, and all that. But I knew, and my mom said, well, God has a purpose for you. That's why, you know, you fought the Ford and you won. So, and it's like I always wondered at the time, what is that purpose? This is when I'm 3. I'm like, I wonder what God's purpose is for me. That I took on a '54 Ford and I won. And then fast forward, when I was a senior in high school, I had been dating a boy for about a year, and he was a few years older than me, and he was really trying to like hold on to me, like he wanted to get married because he didn't want to lose me, I guess. Great guy, sweet guy. I respect him and love him to this day. But I knew I had a purpose to go to college. I didn't even know what I wanted to do. I was, basically undecided and I had no idea, but I just knew that was something I was supposed to do and I didn't know why. I didn't know what the purpose of it was for. And so that kind of split us up because he wanted to get married after high school and I'm like, that's not God's purpose for me. I just know it. And sure enough, I became a teacher. Um, that was his purpose. When I got married, my husband wasn't quite sure that he wanted kids, and I knew that ahead of time. And after a year or so in, I had to make that decision. Was I willing to give up children for my husband? I'm like, well, I God chose him for me. I knew that unequivocally. And so I said, if I go without children, that's I said yes to this man. And so that's what I'm gonna do. And sure enough, of course, you probably know we have a couple of kids. But I waited and I trusted God because that was his purpose for me. Sometimes I find it hard to find God's purpose. Even though this whole journey is about me looking for God every day, I still sometimes wonder about the purpose, especially this time of the year. And I think I kind of mentioned this a few days ago. I get a little melancholy with the changing of school letting out, and especially now, and things changing. My baby's leaving 8th grade, and I get a little bit like, well, what's the purpose and all that? And sometimes God doesn't tell me. I didn't know why I got hit by a car. I didn't know why I was going to college. I knew why I married my husband, but I'm not always privy to everything that God has in store for me. And then I'm reading tonight Psalm 138, I think. Yeah, 138, 8. It said, the Lord will fulfill his purpose for me. And that's just what all I need. Because sometimes, especially when I'm in the dark a little bit, even though, God is here, he's talking to me, he's communicating with me, he's here. Sometimes I don't listen. Sometimes I'm not ready to know. All I have to be faithful is that he will fulfill his purpose for me. And he's done that so many times in my life already. And it's just nice to know when I'm a little bit on that darker side of what is the purpose. I just have to wait because he has always shown me the way eventually. So, and so many things getting to it, but who has time for that? So, I don't know where you are today, if you're in the dark or if you are at the peak of your purpose and you are right in it. God is there. And so it is worth it to be faithful and to let him show you what that purpose is.